Everybody, welcome to the Lucky Underdogs podcast. This is the premiere, the inaugural episode. So, on behalf of me and CJ and the people that Believe Network, we want to say thank y'all for tuning in.
Absolutely.
A little
Thank you.
bit
Thank
about
you.
us. Yeah, man. I'm Devin Butler. I'm located in Los Angeles. Sunny as a mug. Can't go wrong with it.
Absolutely. CJ Prosise, man, down in Dallas, Texas, where the sun always shining as well, man.
Yeah, y'all got a little different sun though. That Texas sun.
It's a little
It's
heat,
a
little heat, little heat,
Mhm. So to get us started, I just want to give y'all a little bit of background about what an underdog is and why we feel like we are qualified to be the Lucky Underdogs podcast. So when I came to Notre Dame in the summer of 2013, there was a crew, a real tight-knit, strong crew of people. They was called Team Underdog. You know, when I got there, these were some of the older dudes. Some of the guys that I looked up to, some guys that I had met during recruiting, some guys that I had just seen making plays on TV. I'm like, dude, these dudes, they on to something. And CJ was in that group, but he got the boot though, because he was a little bit industry, so they gave him the boot. Once he got that commercial, they was like, hold on, player.
Come on.
Your underdog card is revoked. But nah, CJ was an inaugural guy. I let him speak a little more on it.
Yeah, man. The underdog crew, man. First and foremost, the underdog. Every team does not win. You don't win a championship, or you don't win any type of games without an underdog crew. Let me first and foremost say that, because first of all, they're the leaders that nobody see. Okay, those are leaders that the coaches don't pick. Those are leaders that the team pick, but nobody they don't want to talk about that. You feel me? They don't want to talk. Those are troublemakers of the team. So usually the underdogs, the guys who don't really get the opportunity, but they when they do, they might mess it up, and so they kind of get thrown into the doghouse. So those are underdogs, the doghouse guys. But when they get out there, they show up and they show out. And so usually those guys get the opportunity, they take advantage. And so that's why we call it the underdogs, man, because they never really get that. They never really get that shot to shine. But when they do, they always take advantage.
Yeah, CJ is a Hall of Fame team underdog guy right there. Hall of Fame. NFL vet, Super Bowl ring. You don't get that's yeah.
You got to work your way out of it. You got to work your way out of it sometime, man. You got to work your way out of it, man, for sure.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame is just wrapped up, I think, their second scrimmage in fall camp this past Saturday, man. Been hearing some great things coming out of camp. Coach Freeman into his new year, bro. I got a lot of confidence in him this year. I'm not going to lie. I think this is going to be a real big statement year for Notre Dame. But before we get into all of that, let's go back and talk about fall camp. I know I had some ups and downs at fall camp. I remember my first year. Where was that when we went to Camp Shiloh? You remember when we went to that joint?
Shiloh.
Oh my gosh, bro! Shiloh, they had us living in cabins and showering with spider webs. And, man, I'm like, go ahead. What is this?
We had to stack the mattress pads up because them janks was too thin. People's backs was all messed up going to practice next day. Yeah, man, that wasn't it, man. It wasn't it.
Yeah, nah. That was the toughest fall camp I've ever been in.
Absolutely.
Probably 15 to 20 fall camps that I've been in my life.
That was the worst one by far. Not even close. Not even close.
Yeah, it got cooler when we got to when we started going to Culver.
Yeah,
that was nice right there.
Culver was even though we ain't got no AC, the no AC would be tough. The no snacks. I heard them boys now got like full meals. I heard like they getting Chick-fil-A like every night for snacks.
Even on Sundays. Man, say them boys getting Chick-fil-A on Sundays.
Remember our snack was I think we had the little burritos. Man, they give us the bean burritos. There wasn't even no chicken in it. Just bean.
We used to get PB&J and some chips and the Gatorades. You feel me?
That's it. Y'all better stack up on them Gatorades.
See you in the morning.
Yeah, you better stack up on them Gatorades. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, quick.
Yeah.
You already know dudes that have a whole 24-pack sitting on the AC in Duncan Hall, man.
Man,
Stop playing. You know how I used to go, bro.
I remember I
Yeah.
think my first fall camp. I was playing on defense, man. Playing safety.
Mhm.
First day, I'm out there. Think I'm doing all right, playing pretty well. Don't think I'm doing my thing at safety. I come back next day. They like, hey CJ, we're gonna move you to linebacker. Next day is the first day of pads. Bruh,
Whew.
first day,
Say hello.
first day.
Hello.
And guess who? First matchup, Troy Nicholas. If
Oh yeah.
everybody who knew, nobody who knew who Troy Nicholas is, man. 6'5", 6'6", 285. Look like He Man.
Oh yeah, solid.
He Man.
Solid
Just
too.
straight
Like ain't
nothing. Probably
no
like 3% body
yeah.
fat. It was me and him. I'm
Yeah,
a
man.
Sam linebacker. He drove me back about 30 yards. Coach looked at me like, "Don't ever let that
That's
happen
tough.
again." I said, "Bro, I don't know. I ain't even know
You
that.
can't let that.
I don't even know what I was
You
supposed to
can't
do."
let that
Like,
happen.
I was like, "I
You
don't know
can't
what I was
let
supposed
that
to do,
happen. I
Coach."
don't know how.
I was like, "Coach, I don't know what
You
you want me to
can't
do,
let
Coach.
that
I don't know what you want
happen.
me to
It's
do,
not.
Coach."
Oh,
Man, listen.
that's why that boy said, "I'm about to go catch the
I was like, "Hey,
ball."
listen,
You
let me put
feel me?
me back there. Let me just go run up, make some people miss." And that was all she
So,
wrote from there, man.
mm-mm-mm. So let me ask you this: they've been doing this thing with camp this year in preparation for going to Dublin and playing on that natural grass. They've been practicing at a high school in South Bend.
Hmm.
I don't know logistically how that worked out, but I can only imagine that that probably just turned the whole city up. I mean, can you imagine Notre Dame football team coming to practice on your field? And mind you, that high school team is probably having practiced themselves.
Hmm.
Themselves, they probably, you know what I'm saying? They was watching film and now being able to see a college practice. I know for a lot of those young guys, man, in high school, they've never been able to witness that, being able to see the level of urgency and the way and the attention to detail that people have on the college level just leaps and bounds beyond what most high schoolers even can even experience, especially putting on the field. So I know being able to see that as a treat for the city, for that team. And yeah, I think that's a really great thing that Coach Freeman had them doing, being able to keep them boys close to the city and giving back to the city and being more tangible for the city. I think that's a great thing.
No, absolutely, man. I think, especially South Bend, especially, bro, that area,
Mhm.
Notre Dame, I mean, you don't really have, I mean, obviously you got the Bears like a couple hours away, but Notre Dame, that's their bread and butter. That's their life. Indiana, that's kind of that's their team. So, um, that for that city, for the to be practicing in a high school in that city,
Yeah.
them kids is loving that. The whole fan base is loving that because man, just to see the faces of the guys on the team like around South Bend is just so enlightening for the fans because even when we was there, it wasn't really much of that. We had one event a year. We went to a Christmas event. We
Yeah.
went to the Kroger or something like, and that was the only thing
Hmm.
we did. So as far as that was just like as a team. So just being around the
Yeah.
fans, seeing the people that's really cheering you on, it really cares for you about your best interests, like about you winning and
Hmm.
everything. That's really great for the whole city,
No, definitely,
for
definitely. I think
morale of the
so
team
too,
and
man.
everything, man, for sure.
Hmm. Do you think it's really necessary though to practice on real grass though before
Absolutely,
you go play on grass? You think
absolutely.
that's
Honestly, I
necessary?
think I
Yeah.
think you should only practice on real grass. I don't think you should ever practice on
Only.
turf. Yes, I don't think you should ever practice on turf ever,
I don't know, man. I feel like turf is
ever.
really.
At turf.
How often are you? Not, I mean, I guess once you get to the higher levels, it's a lot of grass on a lot of those pro
Hmm.
stadiums and stuff like that, man. But I think they just need to go ahead and put everything turf, bro. Like
No, for sure.
everything
But
needs to be turf.
I'm with like games and everything being turf, but I think practice
Hmm.
because you're on it so much, like it's such it's so much pounding on on the turf. It's so much pounding on that concrete, over and over and
Yeah,
over again. So games obviously it's best just for conditions wise, like like
yeah,
especially Notre Dame, but like our grass field was the worst. Were you there when we had a grass field?
bro. Oh yeah, you
Yeah, it
remember
was
that
the
mud
worst.
patch that used to
Yeah,
be right
bro.
there on
It
our
it
sideline? Like it was
formed
like 30 yards of straight
every
mud.
October. October it just
Mm,
formed. But listen,
every
grass,
time.
practicing on grass, that's a ticket right there. Ticket, but
All right.
ticket,
Okay.
ticket. But hey man, listen,
Uh, maybe. When I played in the CFL, though, there was
all turf.
no grass fields. It was
Damn.
all turf,
Dang.
all turf. I think
Yeah.
the only, yeah. But we did play in the -20-degree turf field. That jank felt like concrete for real. Like, yeah, no doubt about it, man. Man, so fall camp, they've been practicing in the city. It's been good though. I've been reading a lot of reports. I've been watching some of the videos, and everybody's been raving about the defense, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's something that we've come to expect with any Notre Dame team. That front four is going to be some monsters.
Some
Like, it's
solid,
going to
gotta
be
be
some
solid. Some
dogs out
dogs.
there,
Gonna
man.
be some
It's going to be
dogs.
some dogs on that front four, and then that front seven. You got some real experienced guys on that
Yeah.
defense.
Right.
Like, that is the shining spot of this Notre Dame team. Who is Sam Hartman going to be throwing the ball to, man?
Listen. First of all, before we come off the defense, man, I ain't ever gonna say. I gotta say. I gotta say this, man. I ain't never been excited about our corners. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, Dev. I know you was a corner, but
Never,
listen, man.
never.
I'm
I
sorry.
said
Hey, I'm
never.
sorry,
Oh
bro. Hey, listen.
man.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying. I feel like the guys we got in the room now are like those are the guys that we can. They actually that have the chance to compete at the highest level. Bama's, Georgia's, Clemson's. Those are the guys that we needed in those kind of moments. I'm not
For
saying that we
sure.
couldn't have done it before, but I'm saying these are the guys who are really like that to lock things down on the outside. And so that's
Yeah, that
before
boy
that. And I had
Samuel.
this. Yes, was it Hart? Was Cam
Yeah,
Hart and
Cam. We got Cam
Ben
Hart and Ben
Morrison?
Morrison.
Is
So
this?
Ben
Yeah.
got a special place in my heart, man. His
Is he
his older brother, Sammy, he went to my high school. He was actually my backup. He was a sophomore when I was a senior
Mm-hmm.
in high school. So I remember Ben running around my high school games just like little kid,
Yeah.
man, big old head. So
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be
He
tall.
gonna be tough.
And their father played in the NFL too.
Yeah.
So they got a great pedigree. His older
Right.
brother ended up playing at Arizona. So, he's come from a pedigree of
Right.
all corners at that too. Not even just football players, all his family
Yeah. So
corners.
he already know. Yeah. He just
Yeah,
got
yeah,
he just
yeah.
got it in him. You had it was
Yeah, I
somebody
mean,
else. Is
he
there
need to
somebody
change his
else?
jersey number though. He need to change his jersey number
Nah,
though. That
bro.
that 20.
Nah. You see
You know,
that?
he
That
need to
20.
he
That
need to rock
20.
that 12,
Hey,
Sean.
that
I
20,
need
you
to
got
call
that
him
that
up, tell him
20,
rock that
that mean you
12,
got it
man.
in you, bro. When they give you that 20 at Indy, that mean they see something in you. They see something a real bright
Okay.
spot in you, bro. That's what that 20's for indeed. But
I dig that.
no, but
Like I
offense, man,
said,
listen,
nah.
man. Receivers, like, I feel like it's kind of that year, like I want to say my sophomore year, where it was, Will was kind of a freshman. I want to say Will was a freshman. Corey
Mhm.
Robinson, Will Fuller. Everybody, let me make sure. Will Fuller
Yeah.
was a freshman. Corey Robinson was a freshman. Chris Brown, sophomore. I think Torrey Hunter was a freshman. So we had a lot of young guys. Amir Carlisle was a junior.
Who got the chance to prove
Yeah, we
themselves
had a
that
lot of
year.
young guys who had a chance to prove themselves. And I think which was great. Got out there, got some experience, and really got a chance to shine. And then the next year it was even, we kind of just took off from there. And so
Yeah.
I think this is kind of setting up to be that kind of the same environment, because especially because they got a veteran quarterback. We had Ev coming in, so we kind of knew,
Mhm.
like, we had a good guy at quarterback, and so we just knew all we had to do was go out there and catch the ball and make plays. And so I think this is kind of where those guys are at. You got a great O line, great running backs, solid quarterback coming in. We'll talk about him a little bit, but
Mhm.
obviously, for the receivers, they know that they got to step up. They don't have Michael Meyer, Meyer no more. So,
Mhm.
there's not a tight end that you can be like, we're gonna get the ball to them more. So it's gonna be on Jaden Thomas. It's gonna be on Chris Tyree. It's gonna be on Tobias Merriweather. Where's the other
Yeah.
guy? Colsey. It's gonna be on him too.
Yeah,
So
Dion, I've
Deion
been hearing
Colsey,
some
yeah.
good things about him during camp,
Yeah,
and the
so it's gonna be
dude
on all
just
them
looks
guys.
like a
Oh yeah,
specimen, bro.
for
Like, they
sure.
got some size out there and
Yeah,
they got some speed. That's
and the
one thing
potential is definitely
about
there.
this group.
Potential is there. It's
Mhm.
all about, it's a lot on the coaching staff too, to getting the guys in positions to to
Yeah.
be successful. Maybe especially with guys like Tyree. He's a running back kind of guy, so you're not gonna want to throw him the ball deep down the field. Give him some quick
Mhm.
bubbles, jet sweeps, quick stuff over the middle, so he can get up to speed quick. Now he's making one-on-one moves versus the
Dangerous.
safeties. Exactly. Now he's open field versus safeties, linebackers, easy moves for easy wins. Or you got a
Yeah,
guy like Jaden Thomas, make sure you're getting him the ball, possession stuff. Not the same thing. Like he's a possession guy. And he's also a big
mhm,
body guy. He's gonna catch the ball and over at people. So I mean, I think we just gotta make sure we're getting the guys in the right space to make the right plays. So
definitely, definitely. And when you speak on coaching, I think that's something that Notre Dame has definitely took a great strides forward in the last couple of years. I would say that Freeman era is definitely going to be something great to behold. Like
absolutely.
listening to him talk and listening to all the stories that I hear from former players that have finally got to meet him. I can't wait to meet him
Hmm.
this year when I come up to a game. But I've heard nothing but raving reviews. I mean, I watched his press conference the other day, super professional, but he's also got a swagger and some fun to him, in the way that he talks about the game and the way that he talks to and about the guys. You can just tell there's a genuine love there, and it's a respect there too. It's a respect as a man
Hmm.
also. You can tell that he's looking at these guys and he's not looking at them as, oh, you're my young player. Like, no, you're a young man and you're gonna do great things because I'm gonna push you there.
Right.
And to me, like that's the greatest testament of a man and the greatest testament of a coach is, what are you going to do for your players beyond what they can think and see for themselves? I would say one of my favorite coaches though that he has on his staff. I like Stuckey, man. Just hearing the way that he talks ball and the
Hmm.
way that he talks to and about those receivers, yo. Like, and he's a name that anybody in football has probably heard, especially if you was getting recruited in the late 2010s, early.
Yeah.
Like, you heard Coach Stuckey. Like, you didn't have him in your Facebook mentions or
Right.
something. You know what I mean? Because he's one of those guys. Like, he's a real dude who, yeah, he's coming to talk to you
Yeah.
if you know what's up. So, I think that the wide receiver group is in great hands. Like you said, they got a lot of potential, and yeah, like you were saying, they're a group that has a lot of pressure on them. But I think that this could definitely be a year where that pressure can make a couple of diamonds in the
Right.
rough,
And
man, for
like,
sure.
and just like I said, man, I ain't afraid to challenge them guys. Like, man, y'all need to step up
Yeah.
to the plate because we counting on y'all.
Mhm.
We got an O line, got running backs. Y'all got to catch the ball. Like that's it. Plain and
Mhm.
simple. But I mean, I know they're gonna they're gonna come to
Yeah,
the
they gonna do
they're
that thing.
gonna definitely step it up and do their thing. So it's
Mhm.
a lot of good guys in that room.
Yeah. So now we got to talk about the guy, one of the key transfers of this year, Sam Hartman to Notre Dame, man. I mean, what the most 300-yard passing games in ACC history,
Hmm.
one of, if not the most touchdown passes in ACC history, like
Yeah, I don't know all
of
his stats, but it's a
all
lot of them.
time.
It's a lot of stats. I can tell you
eh,
that. A lot of stats.
People
Yes,
would tell
sir.
you like he's an all-time college quarterback.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those guys. Like it's stamped. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Almost 80 touchdowns in the last 2 years. The one thing that I will say, and it's part of the game. Everybody throws interceptions,
Right.
but he had around 25 picks in the last 2 years. I think Notre Dame, but hearing Coach Freeman talk to in his press conference, hearing how they have a real emphasis on not turning the ball over, which
Right.
that's always the
Yeah.
emphasis in any
Absolutely.
football camp. But yeah, I think that that's definitely going to be the key for Notre Dame's offense and for Sam Hartman this year. It's
Yeah.
limited those turnovers for sure.
I mean, I think, with the whole always with the graduate stuff, and you obviously you gonna know this firsthand most more than me for sure, is that leash is real tight. It ain't much there. So I don't think, all them picks, it ain't gonna be. I mean, obviously, we don't have obviously we don't have a guy that's, back there waiting to take his spot. But there's always somebody there.
Mhm.
So even even if he thinks he can go out there with all these picks and just think it's gonna be all good, and man, just because our receivers aren't experienced, they're not catching the ball,
Yeah,
this and that. I still feel like it's still he's Notre Dame, man, and it's a
yeah,
lot of hype. It's a lot of hype behind him right now. obviously it just should be because he's a great quarterback. I've seen him play. He's a great player.
Hmm. Oh,
But
no
he's
doubt
also
about
stepping
that.
into a
No
lot
doubt.
of some big shoes. Um, and I think he'll. Honestly, I mean, I think they're going to struggle at first. He is. I think the run game is going to be the where we're going to kind of rely on at first,
Hmm.
and then we'll kind of let him ease into like what his strengths are, and
Yeah.
then you kind of go from there. But I definitely think at first it's going to be a little struggle just to kind of figure out the real flow of the offense. Um, but then I think the running game is going to just kind of be our backbone for sure. Behind Estime and them other Jaden Price and Love, all those guys in the backfield. So
Hmm.
I think that's going to be our strength, and then we kind of use Hartman. Let him ease into it. Don't give him too much. Where obviously his receivers aren't too experienced, so you can't don't give him too much. Whereas he just kind of have to throw the ball all the time. So man, I'm
Yeah.
excited, but I'm still got that
Yeah,
doubt in my
it'll
mind.
definitely be.
I still got that doubt for
Yeah,
sure.
it'll be very telling, and I
Yeah.
think this season is going to be very interesting seeing how we're playing Ohio State, the fourth game of the year.
Hmm.
Um, Normally, whenever Notre Dame plays them big games, that's normally week one, week two action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before people get to really scout us and before people get in their game plan, So I think this playing them in week four is going to present some interesting questions, and it's going to answer a lot of those questions for us. It's going to be that first early season test,
Yeah.
so we're not going to be able to if when you lose in week one, you can kind of shoot that off and be like, oh, well,
Hmm.
we weren't all the way in our stride. We didn't know our team yet. But week four, though, oh yeah, baby, we got to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a real testament, and I got a lot of faith in Notre Dame, man. I think this definitely going to be the year we're going to the championship, man.
Hey
I
man,
said it.
hey, you listen,
I said it.
I think we got the pieces, man. I definitely think,
Mm-hmm.
the pieces are there. At fourth game, I'm honestly really happy with playing Ohio State that fourth game because like I said, just
Yeah,
like I said just now, we're gonna struggle. I feel like we are gonna struggle a little bit on offense for sure. But that fourth game, I think we might have we have it clicking. And
yeah,
and I think that'd be a great thing. But just as far as getting to that fourth game, man, that's always key, man. Especially playing Navy so early, first on. We know
yeah.
how those Navy games can be. They
You
can
got
they
to get out of there
You got to get
healthy
out of
too.
healthy.
That's the key.
That's the
That's the
main thing, and
key.
that's like a
That's
lot of
the.
people a lot of people kind of don't even really think about that side of the game because we lose
Mhm.
like every year, man. We play Navy. Like I think one year we played Army. I think we played Navy and Air Force back to back, and
Oh yeah,
we lost like 10 guys. We
yeah.
lost
That,
like
that was
10
my
guys, and
freshman
you don't
year.
even realize
Yeah,
like that takes a big toll on the team. Just that triple option and all those cut blocks on those big guys in the interior. So just staying healthy is going to be a main thing, especially against the Ohio State game, and especially at corner. Cam Hart,
mhm,
especially, he needs to be a guy. He needs to be on the field because he's been off the field a lot. And that's
yeah,
a guy we need on the field, especially in that game, Ohio State, because those receivers are tough, man. Not just the
yeah.
number
I think they
one,
said it was
because the number one is the toughest,
all of them.
but
Yeah,
even the
yeah.
number
No, them
two is
boys
going to be
ball.
tough. Yeah, number one is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
league top five. Okay, so we need everybody for sure.
oh yeah. That's gonna be a test, man, and it's gonna be yeah. It's gonna be some good ball played on that day. Like I think
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be there. I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
be
I'm
there.
pulling. I'm definitely gonna. I think I'm gonna have to
You
pull up, give me a
know,
ticket. I heard that I'm looking at the prices for me and my fam to go. I think I might be going alone.
thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back to preview Navy versus Notre Dame next week. Thank y'all for y'all time and go Irish as
Go
always,
Irish.
baby.